And breaking news to tell you about right now at 5, Louisville Metro Police have arrested and charged the father of that little girl who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound this morning. Hello, everybody. I'm Connie Leonard.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. Again, this happened within the past 30 minutes. Police announcing the arrest and new details about what happened just before 9 this morning at the Overbrook apartment complex in Fern Creek. The police report says Imonta Goss placed a loaded handgun underneath the couch and fell asleep. He says he's telling police that he woke up to the sound of a gunshot and found his 3-year-old daughter Aubrey injured from a bullet wound. EMS rushed the little girl to Norton Children's Hospital where she died of her injuries. The father, Imonta Goss, is charged with manslaughter and possession of a gun by a convicted felon. Again, this is a new development. We're following the story with more details coming up tonight and online at WHAS11.com.
Well, also right now at 5, we are tracking our first real blast of winter weather and waves of snow flurries with that cold air.
That flag telling the story, but beyond that, Ben, you can barely see visibility getting low there. What are we watching there? Is there more snow flurries coming through the area right now?
Steady snow over Louisville right now. It's been dropping down from southern Indiana here over the last couple of hours. Might get a couple slick spots. The Metro snow crews are going to be out overnight in salting areas if needed. And maybe some bridges and overpasses, but the air temperatures and the ground temperatures are expected to stay above freezing, so minimal impacts on the roads other than being damp or wet. We are down to right at freezing in Seymour and Madison, where we started to see the first snows move in earlier this afternoon. That band of snow starting to move over I-64 over more parts of Kentucky, where we see those deeper blue colors, some steadier snow, some better snowfall rates off to the east down 64 towards Shelbyville and Frankfort, and also just out to the west of Louisville down 64 towards Corydon and Crawford County in Indiana. There you see some steady snow over the east end right now and moving through Clark County. This batch of snow moving south at about 30 miles per hour. So that's going to put it into more of our Kentucky spots. Bardstown, Elizabethtown, Lebanon there you can see over the next hour or so. As we look at a future cast here, those snow showers continue to drift off to the south, impacting all of our areas with possibly some reduced visibility every now and again, and maybe some wet roads. It's also going to be just breezy and cold out there. A lot of the snow starting to move off to the east by around midnight, waking up to some frigid conditions out there. Wind chills in the 20s in most locations and highs in the 40s tomorrow. Still gloomy, a lot of clouds and maybe a little drizzle here with wind chills in the 30s. So staying bundled up here is the main story over the next 24 hours or so. Down to the 20s with those wind chills tomorrow morning, and we're in the 20s now. Wind chills in the 30s for tomorrow afternoon. So right now we have at 32 right at freezing in Seymour, 37 in Louisville, 36 in Hodgenville and Lebanon. Those wind chills in the 20s in many locations. If you don't like this cold, we've got warmer conditions on the way this weekend coming up in our Weather Impact Team forecast.
Ben, thank you. Now we want to talk about crazy weather elsewhere and devastating. That bomb cyclone you've been hearing about and atmospheric rivers bringing torrential rain over the western part of the United States, specifically the Pacific Northwest. And then finally the Northeast getting some much needed rain and even snow in some areas this morning. Over 350,000 people woke up without power. Trees crashing down on homes and vehicles after wind gusts reaching more than 60 miles per hour.
It was pretty gusty. I mean, it was to the point where it sounded like a freight train going through when it came, and you could just see those trees bending pretty well.
At least 2 people have died, killed by falling trees, including a woman inside this home. And in Northern California, winds up to 58 miles per hour, sending a tree crashing right into a home north of San Francisco. All new tonight at 5, the former Letcher County, Kentucky sheriff has been formally indicted now for the murder of Letcher County District Judge Kevin Mullins. Mickey Steins was indicted by a grand jury today for murder of a public official. Surveillance video released from inside the judge's chambers, previously shown in court, shows the 2 men talking before Steins pulls out a gun. The video shows Steins firing the gun several times and from different angles before leaving. Now, police say the argument occurred after Stein saw his teenage daughter's phone number on the judge's phone. Stein's arraignment is scheduled for Monday at noon. The ACLU today raising awareness and concern over the recent deaths at Louisville Metro Corrections. 1 woman died in custody this week, the first week of November. LMDC says that it was a medical emergency. And then a man died at the hospital Tuesday night of this week after he was found in medical distress. Today, the ACLU held a rally alongside the watchdog group called Community Stakeholders to end deaths at LMDC.
Before we come to a close today, I'm going to read the names of the people that we have lost, the people that we have collectively failed, because we keep moving forward as if nothing out of the ordinary is happening on 6th Street.
There is an internal investigation underway going on in both death cases.
2 officers are recovering after a shooting while arresting a suspect this week. Officer Laxman Acharya and Officer Brendan Corner were shot, one in the hand, the other in the leg. LMPD received a tip that a stolen car was on Roseland Street. While officers arrested 19-year-old Jeremiah Thompson, police say he fired a gun as they held the suspected car thief to the ground. But 19-year-old Thompson was in court this morning with his arm wrapped in bandages and a sling, and as Brooke Hash reports, his defense attorney is arguing that a video tells a different story from that night.
Mr. Thompson, I'm Judge Moore, sir, on today for arraignment.
That's Jeremiah Thompson, the man accused of firing the shot that injured 2 LMPD officers in Smoketown, standing in front of a judge Thursday morning.
The round struck the subject in the torso and right arm, struck an officer in the right hand, causing serious physical injury requiring surgery, and struck a second officer in the left leg near his knee.
Officer Brendan Kerner is recovering from surgery, while Officer Laxman Acharya was treated and released from the hospital. Thompson in court with a wrapped arm in a sling, the prosecutor arguing the seriousness of the case and additional allegations.
I know that he is young. He does not have a significant adult record, but the contact initiated in this case was because of an allegation of a stolen car, and the one other case that we can find on his adult record involves another allegation of a stolen car.
Prosecutors wanted his $100,000 bond increased to $500,000. His defense wanted that lowered to just $5,000.
This is basically a stolen car case where my client's near a stolen car, and then it just went sour because of the police failure to follow the protocol.
The defense attorney offered up a video he says proves officers incorrect in what happened.
There's 2 versions on this case. There's the version that the court has that was written by police officers, and there's a video version. The video version completely disproves what the police officer's version is.
Both attorneys fought over what should be brought out in court.
I'm not going to watch a video. The facts, obviously, the county and you disagree with what the facts are, and that'll be parsed out at the probable cause hearing.
The judge quickly ending that debate.
Based on the seriousness of the charges, I am going to keep the bond as set at $100,000 plus HIP if posted.
And Thompson's next court date is scheduled for December 3rd.
This is where he would have wanted to go to start with, but we never thought this was even an option. You know, we never dreamed that we would do this.
A Bullitt County family finally at peace tonight, all while dealing with a legal battle with a different cemetery. You may remember this exclusive story that we first brought you right here on WHAS 11 News. It was back in August after Sean Holder died almost a year and a half ago. He's finally now resting in a family cemetery. Well, the Holder family filed a lawsuit against the Brooklyn Cemetery after a dispute with Headstone's designs and removal of flower memorials there. Now, today, the family hosted a reburial of not just their son, but of other loved ones as well. Jose Alonso and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton were there for this emotional ceremony.
It was a long time coming.
An entire family enduring the cold weather for the reburial of their beloved Sean Holder.
Sean died the day before his 22nd birthday. We're promised good, but that feels like a lot of bad.
As the season changes, so does the resting place for the entire Holder family. An important moment as they welcome their loved ones back to the home where they created memories.
We had a dirt mound right there, and he would wide open around the trees, over the dirt mound, around the tree all day. He could spend all day long out here. It feels good. It's what we've been waiting on for 18 months. It should have never had to happen, but it did. And we're glad that they're home. We can come out anytime we want and visit.
We reached out to Brooklyn Cemetery in August for comments on the Holder family's multiple claims of emotional distress, outrageous conduct, and more. The cemetery's attorney sent us a statement that reads, Brooklyn Cemetery has been helping people in difficult moments for over 40 years. We have never had issues like this with anyone, and we will have no further comment while the litigation is pending. As the soil is laid on Sean's casket, he now has the headstone his family wanted, showing the life of a young father taken too soon. In Bullitt County, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 on your side.
Sean will now lay peacefully right next to his grandfather and his uncle.
On Monday, the medical marijuana lottery continues with the next round of drawings, and this time for dispensaries. That will happen again at the Kentucky Lottery here in Louisville at 2 p.m. and will be carried live via YouTube. More than 4,000 applications have been submitted for just 48 dispensaries statewide. Monday's drawing will involve 9 of 11 designated regions, and 1 dispensary will be awarded for each county in each region. However, Louisville and Lexington will get 2, and the lottery is set for December 16th. Meanwhile, on the 1st of December, as the governor announced today, the Office of Medical Cannabis will have a statewide directory of authorized doctors and nurse practitioners up on its website. Sick Kentuckians with qualified conditions will need to get written certification from one of those doctors or nurses.
Starting December 1st, you can also go ahead and set up that appointment, go in and see one of these authorized practitioners, and if you qualify, they can provide the certification that they upload to the Kentucky Office of Medical Cannabis.
And the governor says there are already more than 154 authorized doctors and nurses to help patients understand the process better. They can sign up for one of the webinars on the program's website.